evidence flooding out about the Gilgo Beach murders after police arrested Rex Heurman last week.
Police say the suspect searched for information about the Gilgo Beach investigation over 200 times on the internet.
Heurman pleaded not guilty for the murders of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello.
Here now is Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney, who actually led the task force that broke this more than a decade old case. So, Ray, what was it that broke this case open that you were able to get to this defendant?
I think there was a combination of a lot of things. I think that you had cell phone evidence, which placed the defendant in a particular area, and then both in Massapequa Park on Long Island and then in Manhattan. And then in addition to that, you had this area, this Chevy Avalanche truck where the last victim, Amber Costello, the person who last was with Amber Costello was driving a vehicle of that type, and he had a very specific physical description. In March 14th of 2022, we identified the defendant Rex Heurman as an individual who owned that truck. He matches that unique physical description, and he lived in Massapequa Park and worked in Midtown Manhattan in the area where these phone calls occurred.
Rex Heurman has not been charged. We mentioned the 3 women he's been charged with murdering. He has not yet been charged with the killing of Maureen Brainerd Barnes. She is one of the Gilgo 4. And there's 6 other bodies that were also found, a female toddler, a man, and then 4 other women. But Maureen Brainerd Barnes, do you expect he will be charged with her murder as well?
So we began, I came into office January of 2022. We formed the task force February of 2022. Heurman was identified as a suspect in the case for the first time 6 weeks later. We started working immediately. We went through the grand jury process. We completed the investigation as to 3. We decided to take down the case and arrest the defendant. That grand jury investigation continues, and we should have a result shortly.
So it's interesting. You knew that he was searching about this case and was trying to see how far along in your investigation you actually were, which sped up the timeline in which you arrested him, number one. But number 2, you had DNA evidence in this case. And I know jurors, they watch crime files and they always want DNA evidence. Tell us about the DNA evidence that you have.
So the victims, they died, they were murdered between July of 2007 and September of 2010. Their bodies weren't recovered until December of 2010. And they were left in a very rugged area by the access to salt water, wind, rain, snow. So there was not much forensic evidence at the crime scene other than these hairs. And we used mitochondrial DNA to establish DNA profiles from that. Those DNA profiles later matched not only the defendant, but 2 hairs matched the DNA profile of his wife.
And to the police officers who initially recovered these women, the victims, to preserve that DNA under those conditions, and the police department and the district attorney in Suffolk County to preserve it and handle it so carefully all of these years, to now you have the suspect in custody, charged, and you have that to make a case. It's really astounding. And I saw Rodney Harrison, the police chief of Suffolk County, who comes from NYPD. I want to thank you for just treating the victims and their families with such grace and honor and dignity. And I think that this is a day, maybe everything changes and people in law enforcement from the top, from federal down, remember it's about fighting crime for the victims.
Thank you. And the victims are, they're extraordinary people. They've endured so much, and to give them this small measure of closure is why we do what we do. It's just the beginning. It's not the end. We still have a lot of work to do. These are allegations, but we look forward to proving them in court.
Good things happen when we have prosecutors that do their job. We need more like you, Ray.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.